Sound the horn, ladies and gentlemen. It is another day of Ragnarok, and we are in Crab Alley today. This is just one of the streets that has this next one, because we're going to talk about the pearls, both the normal pearl and the golden pearl, because these are something that has gotten some discussion over the years, but not a lot, especially ever since crafting died 8 years ago. So when it comes down to it, the pearls are pretty valuable. They're actually kind of tough to get somewhat, funny enough. But the reason why I'm in Crab Alley is because this is the lowest level street in the game that gives you access to pearl. But because it's kind of hard to find, you're not always guaranteed to get very much. So keep that in mind, y'all. You can also get stone block here too, by the way. So if you also need stone block, also come down here to Crab Alley for that too. But yeah, when it comes to pearl, there's some uses of it. But when it comes to pearl, the common thing amongst every street where it's at is that they're basically all underwater for the most part. Mostly. Because the locations are Crab Alley in Wizard City, Canada Ice Block and Waldersburg Harbor in Polaris, Storm Riven Hall, Grotto, and Portico in Celestia, Pitch Black Lake in Azteca, and Deep Water and Lake Shore in Avalon. Basically anywhere that is underwater or near water, essentially. So if you're ever looking for pearls, just go to places with water, whether it's surrounded by it or you go underwater. But you can also get other stuff too, but if that's what you're looking for, that's where you want to go. So we're just going to search around this general vicinity. Now here's the thing. Pearl is hard to get as a harvest. You cannot get golden pearl as a normal harvest. You can only get the regular. However, there is a rare chance, just like with most harvestable reagents, that has like that occasional rare drop. The golden pearl is the rare drop for the regular pearl. But again, it's stupidly rare, so the chances of you actually finding pearl and then getting golden pearl out of it, it's not very high at all. To be honest, looking for it off the ground is actually not the most reliable way to get it. At all. It's theoretically possible, but it's not the recommended way. I'm just kind of going around Crab Alley because this is the lowest level street in the game that gives you access to pearl. So, as you just saw there, I just did basically the whole route, and I did not get lucky at all. So I'm actually going to go to a more reliable method right quick, because there is a method that's more reliable. There's several methods for these pearls, by the way. So we're going to go to the more reliable ones now. That's right, we are at my house, which has my garden. Now, when it comes to this, we're going to talk about the gardening method real quick, because there are a few seeds in this game that can drop the pearls and golden pearls. However, there's actually one that I recommend the most, and here's why. Because this seed has more than one purpose. It has your pearls, it has other pretty rare reagents, and it is the other of the two premium mega snack plants. It's not your couch potatoes, that's one of your premiums for mega snacks. The other premium in the game is evil magma peas. That's right, the other big dick seed for mega snacks. The couch potatoes and evil magma peas are the big two. Now, potatoes do not drop pearls. They don't. Evil magma peas do. So, if you want my honest opinion, if you need the pearls, and if you're gonna garden, go and get your evil magma peas. It is hard to do though. It is very difficult to farm. I literally have only gotten like 3 in my entire lifetime of playing this game, including questing his ice all the way to max, including questing my death all the way to chrysalis so far. I've only ever gotten 3 in my lifetime. I have not gotten lucky at all. But if you have a way to get them, absolutely do it. I don't recommend buying them in a crown shop though. That's just pricey. If you can find the time to farm them, do it. It's worth it. It is a long-term investment, but it's one that is absolutely worth it. I promise you. And with that, you will get a bunch of gold, you will get a bunch of mega snacks to train your pet, and you will get different reagents such as both the regular and the golden pearl. That's the method that I recommend, but there are other ways, such as certain quests give them and stuff like that. Now, I'm actually going to go to Castle Darkmoor real quick because that is actually a location that's relevant too. Plus, I just want some music. Alright, so I'm here in Castle Darkmoor, partially for a different scenery, but also this is a relevant location. And here's why. Because wooden chests are also a way to get pearls and golden pearls here and there. And even though this is not really the way to get golden pearls, it is a side option. It is a side method. Not what I recommend. Why is there a sigil here? What the hell is this? Huh. Fair enough. But anyways, so even though I do not recommend using the wooden chests as your dedicated method, it is just another, if you happen to be here, pick them up. You might get one here and there. But I don't recommend this as the winning strategy at all. Now, as for the wooden chests, you can get them from the wooden chests in these locations. You can get them in the Badlands, which is in Lemuria. You can get them from Caravan and Mirage, Castle Darkmoor, Dundara and Avalon, Gumdrop Forest in Caramel, Caramel City in Caramel, Nibelheim Mines in Caramel, Night Forest in Lemuria, Salt Meadow Swamp in Azteca, Sky City in Lemuria, Stone Town in Zafaria, Sudrolin in Wintertusk, Telos in Lemuria, Ursai Village in Lemuria, and the Wildlands of Lemuria. Those are all the wooden locations that you can go to for wooden chests. So there is that. But before we move on to anything else, let's talk about the silver chest real quick. I'm still going to stay here in Darkmoor just for the scenery, but this is not the place for silver chests. There's actually less locations. If you want to do some silver chests, you're going to want to go to the following. Crustacean Empire in Celestia, Stone Town in Zafaria, Storm Ribbon in Celestia, the Floating Land in Celestia, the Grotto in Celestia, and the Zamunda Outskirts in Zafaria. So basically Celestia and Zafaria. Those are your locations for silver chests that have your pearls. There is an adventure talent as well that you can actually get pearls and stuff from. And that is the Myth Scout. If you ever get the Myth Scout, you can actually get your pearls that way, both regular and golden. That's also how you get your amber too, is Myth Scout. So if you ever happen to get Myth Scout as a talent, you could always just unlock it and just go and get a bunch of pearls with that talent. Just out in the world. Kind of fun. And when it comes to that, the other method, there's actually two other methods. There's fishing locations, and there's also the various daily rewards from the houses, which there's so many of those that, well, we won't need to go over all of them because they probably all drop it for the most part. I'm just picking these up because why the fuck not? You can also fish for golden pearls too via fishing chests. And when it comes to that, if you want your pearls from fishing chests, you're going to want to go to the following locations. The Arrow Village House, Baobab Crown in Zafaria, the Briny Deep Retreat House, Caliburn in Avalon, Celestia Base Camp in Celestia, Drum Jungle in Zafaria, Elephant Graveyard in Zafaria, Garden of whatever the fuck in Aquila, basically the hub, Heavenly Palace, which I believe is a house, Massive Fantasy Palace, which is a house, the Mysterious Well, which is in the outer yard of Avalon, the Wild in Avalon, and the Zamunda Outskirts in Zafaria. Those are your fishing locations for pearls. And now you're probably thinking, what can you get with that? Well, I'll be honest. The gear is not worth it. Don't go for the gear. There's like no good gear from it at all. And you could get some housing items such as a tapestry, which is the Bastion one. You could get the Bastion tapestry. You could get the Jewel Vault with this. So if you're looking for vaults, that is a way to get them. And you can actually use them for a rematch. The Rat, the final boss of Polaris, of Arc 3. But when it comes to all the rematches, I'll probably make the rematches a dedicated video. I've touched on them here and there, but when we get to the recipe section, I'll probably touch on all of the rematches in one ultimate video as like their own thing. And let me tell you, those recipe videos, they're going to be long, so I hope you guys are prepared for that. You can make treasure cards, like such as different cantrips, like Heal Amanda 3, Lore Master. Really, the treasure cards aren't really notable except for the Heal Amanda cantrip. That's about it. But with Pearl, you could actually transmute into Golden Pearl, of course. Now, here's the thing. You're technically transmuting into transmuting for the Golden Pearl, because if you want to do the transmuting method, you could transmute Black Lotus into Pearl, and then transmute Pearl into Golden Pearl. Now, here's the thing. From what I'm seeing, I believe different vendors have like different recipes that use these pearls. And even then, they also sell the transmutes. So, yeah. There is that. Now, when it comes to Golden Pearl, that is the rare harvest. And for that, it's the same thing. Evil Magma Peas for gardening. Pretty much all the same location for the chest, the Mid Scout. Everything's basically the same. Except I think the gear is a little bit better, but still not really worth it for the most part. Otherwise, it would be pretty good. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Golden Pearl is notable, and here's why. Do you guys remember how on my builds, I use these weird rings that have like 17 resist? Like the Desert Stone of Gaul, the Signet of the Sand Devil, the Die Another Day. Yeah, guess fucking what, y'all? Golden Pearls, y'all. The set resist rings, that hard resist set for a singular school, the 17 resist rings, these take Golden Pearls. I almost forgot that I actually use some of these all the time, which is kind of nuts. I almost forgot. I'm stupid for that. So these set resist rings are honestly the best items for Golden Pearl. They're super niche, but that is what you could do with them. Another use is you can make different housing items, such as the teleporters. If you remember the teleporters, where you could like go from house to house, stuff like that, you could actually use them on those to create those. Now, Golden Pearls are also needed for the rematch and the Tapestry of Sebastian, stuff like that. But if you want those color teleporters, do I even have any of the recipes for those? I probably don't. I would be so surprised. No! Where are these teleporters? I thought I had a recipe, yo! Do I have a recipe of these? I know I should. I don't? Crazy! I'm gonna go get those at some point. But the point is, the color teleporters, basically the portals that you can put in your house, you can teleport around. You can make those with Golden Pearls. So that is worth noting. If you are a house decorator and you want to do some cool shit like that, you need Golden Pearls. Also, if you wanted to do the crafting method of crafting certain spells, there are 2 spells that Golden Pearl is used for. Ninja Pigs for the Myth School, and Pigsy for the Life School. So if you wanted to save spell elements by crafting them, you do need Golden Pearls for that. But let's say you have too many pearls. Let's say you have no use for them anymore. Don't sell them, because you can actually get an even harder reagent with them, because you can also transmute Golden Pearls. And guess what you can transmute Golden Pearls to? Amber! Now, Amber's kind of tough to transmute, because you need 10 Golden Pearls, 15 Sunstone, 5 Amber Dust, and 5 Merle's Whisker to turn into 1 Amber. It's very expensive. It doesn't really sound worth it, but let me tell you, Amber is actually stupidly hard to get. Because here's the thing. There's not a lot of reliable ways to get Amber. The most reliable ways, I actually missed a couple when it comes to that. So I touched on Cronus, and I touched on some other stuff. But somebody in the comments reminded me that King Parsley is good for it, which is true. Someone else also mentioned that the Gladiator in Aquila is also good for it. And apparently a level 61 can solo the Gladiator now. They probably need their Waterworks gear for it, but apparently that's possible. Although, to be fair, gear has gotten way more powerful compared to back when Gladiator first came out, so... yeah. But when it comes down to it, that is the main uses of the pearls, y'all. You see I didn't get lucky with the harvest, but there are more reliable methods. If I had to say what the winning method is, I would say it's probably the evil magma peas, because, you know, going for wooden chests a lot is not super interactive. It's not super reliable, not super consistent, you know. So I would recommend your gardening. I recommend evil magma peas, but there are easier plants to get if you don't think you can get the peas. Like, you could get silver trumpet vines, you can get deadly elephant ears. Those work too. Just whatever is the easiest of those for you, go and get those. Even though I do recommend evil magma peas the most, because they serve so many purposes. But that's gonna do it for this video, y'all. This was the pearl video. Pearl and golden pearl. Kinda niche, not talked about a lot, and now you know what you can do with it. So when it comes down to it, that is pretty much it. We don't have much to go, y'all, because the next one I'm probably gonna end up covering all of the rare combat reagents in one go. So we'll just have to work at it as we go. But if you liked what you saw here, if you liked the vibes here, hit the like, hit the comment, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to hit 1,000 subs for the first time in our lives. And until next time, my name is Tier, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good night.